Headed over to the Home Depot now to pick up a little bit of black mulch, which is going to match what's already in the beds. And then on top of that, just going to pick up some fertilizer to throw down in the backyard that should have a little bit of nitrogen. I'm also going to pick up a round of, boy, I can't think of it now, but I'm going to pick up some lime. And that's because before I even get the soil test back, I'm going to make the assumption that the soil's pretty acidic. So that's what we're doing now. We're going to run back there. I've got the truck just for a little while. For those of you that don't know, totaled the car the other day. Make sure if you're making a left that you're sure there is no oncoming traffic. I definitely pulled out the other day and got crushed by another vehicle. Thank goodness nobody else was hurt. The vehicle that I was in was still drivable. Pulled it off to the side and made sure there was a Latino couple that was driving a black Ford Ranger, and I was able to get out and help them. It looked like just a little bit of damage to their bumper. Radiator looked like it was fine. The downside was that it definitely did deploy airbags. The plus was that they and their Chihuahua were safe. The thing was shaking like crazy, but they were safe. So there's my public service message for this week is think about it before you pull out. But we're going to run down to Home Depot, actually Lowe's. Since we're in North Carolina, I'm going to go down to Lowe's. I'm going to pick up some of that stuff, but I'm going to take you with me. Looking forward to it. So we got the truck. Let's do some work while we got the bed back here and we're not driving a sedan. I like trucks and all, and I like Chevys. Chevys are okay, but I really think I'd like to drive a GMC more than anything. But I don't know. Most of the vehicles that I've driven that I've really liked, which have been completely contrary to what I had anticipated before, was a Dodge. I actually had a vehicle where I had some issues a couple of years ago, and I went to rent a vehicle at the airport. They said, how would you like to upgrade from a little tiny shitty vehicle to a full-size Dodge? I said, well, hell yeah. The interesting thing was that on the backside, when I came and I rented again, and it was only $200 per week, I came back and they were like, you can rent a Ford now. So I rented a Ford for the $200 a week rate. Hated it. And I like Fords. At least I thought I did, but apparently I'm wrong. The best part about Lowe's and the worst part about Lowe's is they have so much stuff that I want to get. And so what I always end up is walking out of this place with like $50 or $60 worth of product. Now the cool thing was today, I think this is actually the first time that I ever saw any of these. Maybe I just wasn't aware of them, dahlias. And Connor Ward on his channel has been obviously talking about those. He's been doing some dahlia propagation over the last couple videos and talking about how he's got different varieties and all that stuff. Well, obviously you got to start with some type of product. So I picked up some dahlia bulbs. I'm super pumped about that. I'm going to put them in the front, full sun. Our biggest problem, I think, with most of the stuff that we have is that it does not have full sun. I lost one packet of seeds here, but pretty excited about that. I got some Cracker Jack marigolds. I got some marigolds last year. They were like 2 or 3 feet tall, and I was bummed out by that because I go hang out with my dad. My dad's like, oh, check out my 3-foot tall marigolds. All it does is make me jealous. So we'll get this stuff packed in here, head back to the house and start planting some stuff. One other thing that Lowe's has that, and this is not a big thing, not something that I do all the time, but it is something I do when I go to Lowe's. Always pick myself up a monster. Don't know why. Actually, it originally started, I was building a shed with a couple of friends of mine, and it was just like 6,000 degrees out. So we stopped, picked up a bunch of lumber. We were working on some things and a couple of monsters, and a couple of years on, now I set up one every single time I come. Thank goodness I don't. There's so much fascinating stuff when it comes to yard care that goes on in your yard or yard. This guy is rototilling his entire yard. Now, unless he's putting down like a Bermuda, a zoysia, maybe crabgrass, who knows? It is true that I am super judgy when it comes to like people's lawns. So we like to walk around the neighborhood. What that means is I like to judge everybody else's lawn. So for example, this lawn behind me, these people are just acutely aware that there is some grass outside their house. That's about all they know. I think in the last 2 years, they've overseeded it one time, which you can see just in the pattern of how the cool season grass is coming up. This house behind me is a rental. You see the difference between this one, which has received Lawn of the Year awards, and the one over here? I mean, I don't even know if they own a lawnmower. And it just goes on and on and on. And you can see the rims on this bad boy right here. You guarantee that these people are not worried about a lawn. Now we're walking down the street, and we're gonna come up on a special house. It's got a special place in my heart. I can't even begin to describe how I feel about what they've done with their yard. It's literally, I don't know if majestic is a term, but it looks like a fun trap house. And that is why Tim the Toolman Taylor says, you don't mow your lawn for yourself, you mow your lawn for everybody else. So when it comes to property values and it comes to like taking care of your place, super important that you think about like how what you do affects everybody else. So if you haven't thought about it, mow your lawn today.